So without further ado, I'm going to call them up one by one. First speaker we'll have is Zaw Kyaw, former president of Burma Buddhist Association of Ontario.
Thank you for inviting me, and then I'm glad to meet all of you, and I'm honored to be here. And what I briefly mentioned about is that radical Islamization, what happened in Burma, and then Western media and Western politicians are portraying and how influenced by the OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, 56 Muslim countries, and the radical Islamization. When mentioned about Burma or Myanmar, and people thought about Rohingya, and people heard about Rohingya. Actually, that in our country, there is no Rohingya in our country. And yes, we have Muslims in our country for hundreds of years. Those Muslims live in our countries peacefully together with the Buddhists, Hindus, and Christians together. And after the British colonized Burma, today's Burma, and started with the Arakan state or Rakhine state, close to today, border with today's Bangladesh. And then that time that the British brought that cheap labor into the Rakhine state, and there's a vast immigration happened. Those immigrants, they brought over to northern Rakhine state or Arakan state that time. Before British colonized Rakhine state, and there's the 86% of populations in that area is Buddhist. After British invaded, colonized in 1911, the Buddhist population was 46% in 1911. Today, the Buddhist and non-Muslim population in that area is 4%. 96% are Muslims, and they came mostly the illegal immigrants, came from Pakistan and today's Bangladesh. But in our countries, we hosted them, we allowed them to work, but when British Second World War came, and then British defense came in, and then they slaughtered, the first genocide happened is 30,000 non-Muslims and mostly Buddhists and some Hindus were slaughtered by the Muslim armed groups. And then when Burma got the independence from British, and then those Muslims formed that Mujahideen movement. And then they wanted to be part of Pakistan. That time is East Pakistan. And but that time the Pakistani president, he didn't allow, this is a Burma, and you stay with Burma. And the Mujahideen group fought for the Islamic State in that area. That's all started, but I won't go history to get bored. But as the Muslim separatist movement today is supported by the Muslim Middle Eastern Islamic countries, and then they created the name, actually that in 1990s. If you look at the United Nations documents, any international organization documents prior to 1990, you won't find a name called Rohingya. And then UN started using Rohingya in 1990s. So then now it's that one that those, whatever you see in today's media, actually that those Muslims armed groups attack the non-Muslims, Muslims villages and the communities, mainly the Buddhists and the Hindus, and actually that they will, the military, actually the recent one is more than 20,000. The Islamic group attacked the 30 different police stations and then army regiment headquarters, including the police border guard headquarters. They killed police and army, and as well as the civilians, including the Muslim civilians, who they don't follow their ideology. So that's how this happened. And then they are the one who forced the Muslim villagers to cross the Bangladesh. So this way that they would say that you will get the citizenship, and you will form that country inside Burma, your own state inside Burma, that area. That's how it started. And then, but NGO, INGO, UN, and the Western media didn't mention about the suffering of Hindu and Buddhist community in the hands of the Islamic extremists. Recently, the Amnesty International mentioned about that Hindu being killed by the Rohingya separatist movement, the extremist movement. More than hundreds of Hindus were killed, and they were found, but nobody reported here. And that Amnesty International is being now criticized because of the Amnesty International mention about the Islamic groups, Rohingya groups, kill the Hindus. Same thing happened with the Buddhist groups. None of the groups mentioned. So now I just want to mention about that. From the declared by Ayatollah Rohal, forgive me my pronunciation, the Ayatollah Rohal, he is the head imam of seminary in Tehran. In August 8, 2012, he mentioned that the Jews are responsible for the massacre of Muslims in Myanmar. He said the genocide in the Muslims in Myanmar is being carried out by the Buddhists, but we are certain that Judaism are behind the massacre and genocide against the Muslims in Myanmar. And so Buddhism is, he said, Buddhists are a tool of the Jews, and Buddhism is the name behind which the hand of Judaism. So this is how that the Iranian Ayatollah mentioned in the interview. And the same things happened in Burma or Myanmar. What happened in Israel today is Hamas attacked Israel, and Israel responded. Israel is being blamed to defend their land and their people. The same thing happened, but Israel has a power and also have the remarkable friends around the globe. But Burma is being isolated for 60 years. And the same things happened. The extremist Islamic Muslim attacked the native ethnic people, and then we are being blamed for. So again, thank you so much. And then, so we can work together against that extremism, no matter what form its extremism is, and then we need to protect innocent people from being attacked by the extremism. Yeah, thank you.